Howdy folks, I'm Team Rocket Go Brian.
I'm Meow, the Scratch Cat Pokemon.
And here's some Reddit.
I was gonna scratch you, but I realized that would be nice, so I scratched the air instead.
Our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for threatening to call the police and evict my sister-in-law after she stole from my niece? And this one does involve the death of a parent and a spouse. So I'm a 38-year-old female. My brother's high school sweetheart died about 4 years ago, which left my brother, a 45-year-old male, raising 3 kids, a 16-year-old female, a 14-year-old male, a 13-year-old male. A year later, he remarried to Elizabeth, 41, who had 2 kids from a previous marriage, a 16-year-old male and a 12-year-old male. His children and her family do not mix, and it's been contentious since they entered the picture. His wife came in demanding and expecting to be called mom. She doesn't respect their boundaries, as the same goes for her sons. We've sat him down with his wife and the children and let them express how they feel. Wife gives fake tears, says she didn't know how they felt, and brother overlooks the stuff. Then they go back to doing the exact same stuff. Out of my late sister-in-law's things, my niece was given her wedding dress and the jewelry that she had worn, which was heirlooms passed down from her mother's great-grandparents. Dress was in a spare bedroom in a closet by itself because of how large the dress was. My niece often takes the dress out and looks at it. The same room was going to be turned into a nursery room for the baby. Wife was aware of the wedding dress and jewelry and that it belonged to my niece. I offered to move it. I was there helping them one day. She stated that they wouldn't be using that closet because there's another closet in that room that's big enough for everything. Well, a week after giving birth, I get a call from my niece who is hysterical and borderline having a panic attack. I had to calm her down before I could understand her, which was that sister-in-law had sold her mother's dress and jewelry. I asked if she told her father. She said he told her that he would buy her a new one. Yes, because that'll make up for it. I texted my brother and he confessed that the dress was sold without his permission and that he had no clue that it was gone until my niece called. I asked what he planned to do and he said that what could he do now that it was gone. I called him a puss in boots, not the word that I used. Brother was out of town for work. I got to brother's house and I ushered the children into my car and asked my sister-in-law if she lost her mind. Told her that she had 10 minutes to get back the dress and jewelry or that I would be calling the cops and that I was evicting her. She hollered and said that this was her and my brother's house. I told her that was funny because last I checked, my name was on the deed. Brother has been lying to her about the house. Oh well. She had put the jewelry in her jewelry box for safekeeping. The jewelry was in a safe box in the closet with the dress. Why move it? I called her vindictive. What she had done was malicious and hurtful to my niece. There was no excuse. She said she sold it because they needed the money. I told her that she should have sold her own wedding dress. I got the jewelry and dress back in one piece, which are now in my home. Kids are here with me until my brother gets home from work. Immediately, the family backs me, but my brother thinks that I went too far. Please give it to me straight. Am I the jerk? Alright, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. What sister-in-law did was inexcusable.
Yeah.
And it was the technique that got the dress back and the jewelry back safely.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in this particular case, OP would have been well within the rights to call the police and well within the rights to threaten to evict them too. So I don't blame them in the least. This was a huge violation, and who knows what else she's going to try to sell or whatnot. So maybe this will at least keep her from mistreating the stepchildren to some degree, especially if she knows that an eviction is on the line. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for tricking my parents into being on time for my wedding? I'm a 33-year-old male, and my parents are late to everything. Like everything. Both of my sisters and myself have been disappointed so many times. Graduation ceremonies, birthday parties, and even my father's retirement dinner. It's completely my mother's fault. She's a wonderful mother and I love her dearly. She just does not understand the concept of punctuality. I have seen her talking to her sister on the phone and reminded her that she needed to be at my baby sister's dance recital. She waved me off and arrived after my sister had danced. We are all used to it. My dad is just done trying to get her to be on time for anything. My now wife, a 28-year-old female, told me that under no certain terms, that if my mother was late for our wedding, that she would do terrible things to me. She was only half joking. But she was a witness to my wedding and my mom and dad arriving halfway through my cousin's quinceañera. So here's what I did. It's completely on me. My wife was not involved. If there is a jerk move here, it was completely mine. When we were getting samples for the wedding, I talked to the printer and had one special invitation printed with the time stated on it being an hour earlier than the actual start time of the ceremony. My mother was beside herself apparently when they left the house and thought that they were going to miss the wedding since she was a part of it. With her and my mother-in-law lighting the candles, we would use to light the unity candle and stuff. When she arrived and noticed that other people were just arriving and parking, she was so relieved that they were starting late and she just went in. The ceremony went off beautifully, and so did the wedding pictures and reception. The problem came last Sunday. My parents came over for a big family dinner, and we didn't bother starting the grill until they showed up. Asked why everyone wasn't eating, and we just said that we knew that we would be waiting for them since she is always late. She said that she's not always late and had been on time for my wedding. She hadn't been. They had arrived 45 minutes after the time on their invitation. My idiot cousin John, real name because it's common and he deserves people to know that he's an idiot, snorted at her statement. A few other people giggled or smiled at this, and she picked up on it and asked what was so funny. I came clean and told her about the special invitation. She is mad at me for not trusting her and making her look foolish in front of everyone. If my cousin just had controlled himself, she would never have known. Am I the jerk? Edit. Part of the reason she's mad at me is because she had her invitation framed. To be honest, I was already planning a heist with my sister to replace it with the real one in case she ever noticed the discrepancy between hers and the one that we framed in our home. I love heist stories. How are you planning on this heist, OP? Yeah, we're Latinos. And no, I in no way consider it racist on how many of you guessed that. I have been to Spain, and it's an issue there too, and the Philippines, basically anywhere those guys were in charge. Edit 3. Stop defending John. He and I have spent 30 years messing with each other. I have an Am I the Jerk story that ends with me getting an offensive tattoo, $5,000 for removal, and him getting a body cavity search at the Mexican border. I would post it, but it happened like 10 years ago. All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. It got her there on time.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's important. And the thing is that they were actually planning a heist. I don't know if that makes this worse or better.
I mean, it was a harmless heist, just replacing, one invitation with another.
Yeah. But, I mean, if she had made special note of the time or something like that on that and then went back later and looked at it and was, like, super confused about it, I think that would be, like, really disturbing in some ways, right? Like, if I had an invitation, I'm like, I thought that was at, like, 5, but then looked at it and it was, like, it's at 6 or something.
What time was our wedding ceremony?
Our wedding ceremony was at 3 p.m.
You're actually right. I'm surprised you knew it.
Amber's like, how, Brian? How do you remember this?
I was expecting you just to, like, hum and haw.
See, folks. There you have it. So, I don't think that OP is the jerk necessarily. They were just trying to get their mom there on time.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyhow, take care and good luck. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Bringing My Sister-in-Law's Wallet to the Restaurant When She Conveniently Always Forgets It? No. I'm a 28-year-old female, and my sister-in-law, Amy, a 26-year-old female, always comes to visit from out of town. She stays with us instead of a hotel and always wants to go to expensive restaurants. She always conveniently forgets her wallet or comes up with some excuse as to why she can't pay her share. She has implied that since I make more money than her, I should be able to pay, and no, not my husband should pay, but me specifically. I do make a fair amount of money, but not so much that I can treat somebody every time they come to town. Nonetheless, in the past, I've just paid the bill and asked her to pay me back, and she has never. She has made a reservation to an extremely expensive restaurant last night, and before we left, I made it clear that I would not be paying her bill. This is where I might be the jerk. And I'll admit, I got this move straight from 2.5 Men. As we were leaving, her and my husband went to the car. I pretended to forget something and went back inside. I found her wallet sitting right on top of her suitcase. I put it in my purse and we went to the restaurant. When we were done eating, I asked for separate bills and she said, no, we need one bill because she forgot her wallet again. I reached into my purse and said, this wallet? She was extremely furious. She said that I should not have touched or grabbed her wallet. So, am I the jerk for taking her wallet and bringing it to the restaurant? Alright folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk, but also, why isn't your husband putting a stop to this? Like, she's his sister.
Probably because he's just happy that OP's footing the bill.
From now on, tell your husband that you are not paying for her, and if she orders expensive things, it's his responsibility.
Yeah, make your husband pay for his own dish.
Mm-hmm.
If you have separate finances, if you have joint finances, then I guess that's just money coming out of your money anyway. So I think that this is actually a really good solution in a lot of ways. And while I guess there's like some kind of ethically gray area with them taking the wallet, I think that overall the sister is far more unethical, and I'm willing to turn a blind eye to this.
And it's not like OP was taking it for any nefarious purposes.
No,
it's just so, oh, here, you have to pay your bill.
Yeah. I think maybe a better approach would have been, don't forget your wallet on the way out, and be like, oh, do you have your wallet? I'm not going to pay if you don't have your wallet. We're not leaving the house until I can see you have your wallet in hand, right? And I think that might have been a little bit of a wake-up call to the sister-in-law. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of my approach. Anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I have some tea.
I have mint tea.
And Amber's mug does not honestly have like a very... It's supposed to be vanilla ice cream, but it has come out terribly.
Yeah, with the green screen, yeah, because it's like a yellowish. It's French vanilla, so it has kind of a yellowish tint to it. So it got turned black, but it's actually a super cute mug.
I made it.
Yes,
I designed
Brian
it.
did. It has a brownie recipe on the back.
Yeah, so there's a brownie recipe, so anytime you want to have a brownie in a mug, you can have a brownie in a mug. So I think Mary shared a joke. What did the pregnant librarian name her new baby?
What?
Well, if it's a girl, Paige, and if it's a boy, Eddie Ted. I don't know if I get the Eddie Ted bit.
Oh, edited. Eddie Ted.
Oh, Eddie Ted. There it is. Okay. That's our joke. Thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate it. And I have Mega Mint tea.
I used a random number generator to pick Brian's tea.
Yeah, Amber used a random number generator, and so I actually did not guess it. Not with the first try, not with the second try, because I usually can get into her psychology and kind of figure out what she's gonna pick, but I didn't this time. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks so much to Amber for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, and
Happy Friday, Junior. It's going to be hopefully winding down your weeks, and then you'll be on the weekend. So we'll see you all.
And it's about to September is about to start. I guess it's September 1st when you watch this.
Yeah, it'll be September 1st when you watch this. So yeah, and this definitely is not supposed to be in August. We're not looping back in time. So yeah, I have to correct that. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.